Chapter 10. Wholeness.
The acceleration of diversity is relentless, because everyone appreciates something very much. Since lots of births and departures happen, something is the most appreciated. Hence, if respect is respected, its benefit is benefited. When seagulls accompany the boat, it's evident that they enjoy the company. However, a bird thinks like a bird, and a stone thinks like a stone. How can I infer such things, if they are so different? I could be wrong, but I'm entitled to it. In the same way, all the differences are similar in the absence of their substance. This is the essence of wholeness. The nothing that fills itself, always, in its own way. The feeling leads to the will, that leads to the thought, that leads to the intention, that leads to the action, that leads to the feeling. What came first, the feeling or the action? Both came from the infinitesimal, which is the inside of each one, that comes from the infinite, which is the exterior of each one. The certain kind of attitude to things is subtle. It's like the divine, in creating without creating. It goes unnoticed, almost not there at all, for it is small like the infinitesimal. It doesn't interact in feeling or action, but it makes all the difference. The certain kind of attitude to things is a meta-feeling. A feeling about the initial feeling. Therefore, the only redemption comes with a certain kind of attitude to things, which is found in between the first lines. The experience of jumping into the river water has its extension in this courtyard, where we are talking about it. Mister? When you ask to listen to what you have to tell us, because you've already passed through this experience, because you've already the skill of jumping into the water of the river. You tell me, in fact, that you don't have yet the experience of jumping into the river, to understand that the boy has to have the experience himself. Like me, not yet having enough experience to comment on someone's example. The teenager is rebellious and irreverent, testing and discovering the limits. The adult is condescending, constantly learning to be mature. And the older one tries to calm his mind, learning to die in peace. We all learn to be what we've become. This is the being whose life is plenty. This is the ruler whose scale is used completely. This is the idea whose thinking is only that. So where is the wholeness that is not full? This is the description whose wholeness overflows. Therefore, it is preferable not to make comparisons, otherwise the true power is corrupted, it becomes just power, and this rots, and falls, and makes one fall. When we compare ourselves to each other. Oh what fun, and, oh what a disgrace. It might even look like life is a race. Is death supposed to be the goal? If not, then what's the rush to pass each other ahead? You may not even have a coherent plan with death in the background and urgent. But if a life plan falls short, you will always be part of someone else's plan. The completeness of the wise maneuver, the fullness of evolution is as follows. While we, as children, live genuinely as a child does. While we as teenagers, live genuinely as a teenager does. While we, as adults live genuinely as an adult does. While we as seniors, live genuinely, as an elderly person does. And if, at each final, we are presently fine with us, thus we were whole and we remain whole, whose wholeness propagates on every step of eternity. If, by any chance, in any of these endings, we think we weren't presently well with us, then there would be no story to tell. But, life counts. It is not possible to own the present, to catch the now. It is ephemeral, as it slips between the digits. To feel the now, one has to corner it. It is necessary to feel the past, present and future in me. In such a way, it is, as if time did not exist. These are not possibilities, but the future. The potential to be, in me, and now. The three times, at one point. The Trinity, in unity. Trying to seize the present, to live the carpe diem classically, to live each moment intensely, it's not possible because of how fleeting. It requires a constant search, but constantly dissatisfied. Forget about focusing on the subtle present, encompass the past because it is immediate, and take the future with desires and fears. Becoming, the past and future present, and that's how you take advantage of every moment. This is being present, in the here and now. This is the enlightenment, of each moment. To define a line, it takes a lot of what the line divides. Having the future and the past, the present becomes trapped.
Thank you for listening to the end. Support this work if you liked it. You can buy the book on Amazon, where you can download the digital copy and have the physical book delivered to your address. Look for seasonal promotions and discounts.